whoever made the rules of this pitch clock stuff are destroying the game of baseball.
Y'all ready for this? Lindsay, with your first pitch clock ejection video. As we watch this UCI ASU game, we note that the pitch clock is located in left center field. This lines up quite nicely with the NCAA location of the clock rule, which states that it needs to be readily viewable to the catcher, the pitcher, and the umpire. Now, this is the broadcast camera from behind home plate, so we're only looking at the catcher-umpire clock in the outfield. The pitcher clock is located more in line with the pitcher's eyesight behind home plate, press box level. It's kind of important to note at this time there is a rules difference between Major League Baseball and NCAA college. In the college game, it's a 20-second action clock, whereas Major League Baseball has the 30, 20, 15 intervals depending on your situation. So in college, that 20 seconds means that the pitcher has 20 seconds to either pitch the ball or otherwise initiate some sort of action. That's why it's not a pitch clock, it's an action clock. Like they can step off, they can throw pickoffs, things like that. In college, they're not limited to how many disengagements or pickoffs they do in a single at bat, whereas in Major League Baseball, they are limited to 2 free disengagements before getting charged with a balk on the third one if they fail to retire the runner. If the pitcher, for whatever reason, fails to get the sign or otherwise steps off, they're allowed what's called a reset. 1 reset, shot clock reset, timer reset per at bat. To recap, because this is not confusing enough, a reset is when the pitcher disengages, steps off the rubber, and that's it. A pickoff is when they throw to a base or run at a runner, make a play on an actual runner that's a legitimate attempt. A fake is a reset. So, what that means, they get 1 of those per at bat. On the second time, you better throw to a base if you're going to do that, because you get unlimited pickoffs in college. Alright, I think we're ready to go. The at bat is top of the 6th, 1 out, 1 on. First pitch, let's start the clock when he gets the ball on the mound. Okay, as I narrate this thing as we go along, the pitcher is engaging the mound, batter's in the box, we're ready to go, and then we have a pickoff. That is a reset, a free reset if you will, not a step-off reset of which there is a limit of 1 per at bat. So the clock having restarted, we wait for the pitch to be thrown. Okay, the pitch is thrown, clock goes back to 20, pitcher gets the ball. Pitcher engages, look at the foot, engages the plate, rubber, and then immediately steps off. That is considered a reset. Reset the shot clock. That is his 1 reset for this at bat. One question I got asked is, why does the scoreboard look like it's delayed? The answer, tenths of a second. Daktronics scoreboards run from 20.9 seconds to 0.9 seconds, which comes out to exactly 20 seconds. You want a clock violation at 0.9 so that what you see, the ones digit, so to speak, as soon as it's 0, it's a violation. Okay, so we saw that the pitcher had a reset. That's his 1 and only disengagement without a pickoff during this at bat. If he does it again, it's a violation. The plate umpire calls time because the pitcher has disengaged another step off without a throw to first base. That is a violation. He was out of resets. He used a reset. Didn't have one. The penalty is an automatic ball. There is no warning for this. You add a ball to the count and you move on. Manager doesn't like it, comes out to argue. Coincidentally, by coming out to argue, and managers go to the 45-foot line, it's head coaches in college, right? Managers in pro. But what happens is the clock obviously goes back to 20. It's not going to run during this weird delay to the game. Here's the rule about arguing a time clock violation, which includes a violation of the reset rule, reset violation, so to speak. They're all called time violations. The head coach is allowed to tell the umpire that he believes that the protocol has been misapplied. I don't think there was a clock malfunction here, but he's arguing the protocol is misapplied. You didn't warn me about a step off. Umpire is saying by rule, I'm not supposed to.
It's a good rule.
Once again, the broadcast camera cuts away right before the ejection so we don't see it. It's the third base umpire who gets this head coach. Second base umpire comes over to talk to him. You might recognize him from the other side of the country. Anyway, so what happens here is this is a pitch clock violation, even though it's a step-off procedure. They're all considered the same basic rule, right? And so this ejection is, well, I'll let the head coach tell you about it.
So you were ejected today during the game. You might just take us through that sequence.
First of all, it's not the umpire's fault. They're doing their job, but whoever made the rules of this pitch clock stuff are destroying the game of baseball. And I'm not afraid to stand up and say it. I've been around the game for a long time, and I don't tout that, guys. You guys know me long enough. But enough's enough. Quit screwing with the game. This is an absolute joke. And I'm tired of it. They continue to screw with our game and destroy what has been a great game for a long time because they want to speed the game up. It's a joke. And the problem was our pitchers got on the rubber and then stepped off and then got back on. Apparently that's a reset. Now I was never made aware of the reset. Apparently you get one per hitter. So that's the one complaint I have with the umpires. I didn't know there was already a reset called. And then the next pitch was a ball. I wanted an explanation of what was going on. And if he can step off the rubber and then step back on and get the sign, deliver the pitch in 20 seconds, then what the hell's the problem? And apparently that's the problem, is that you can't step off. So you can never step off the rubber, even if you get sunscreen in your eye or there's a medical, let's go as far as saying there's a medical thing. And you can't step off the rubber ever? It's a joke. Absolute joke. And what it does is it puts the umpire in a bad situation and it puts me as a coach in a tougher situation.
And there you have it. By the way, the rule says the umpire can call time for a legitimate reason, and that will reset the clock. What is legitimate? Well, I would suppose the medical hypothetical would be legitimate. Anyway, what do you think about the pitch clock and its related rules regarding disengagement in college and things like that? What would you do to fix it? Visit us online at closecallsports.com, Twitter and Facebook at closecallsports. Subscribe and comment down below so we can have a nice discussion, or join us on Discord so we can have a nice discussion there too. Link in the description. We'll see you on the site.